Hi guys, it's David, and welcome to episode 28 of the Splat Report. Just when you thought things were settling down, all the new weapons have been released, all the new stages are out, you think, we're just gonna slow down and start grinding things out. Nogami has different plans though, and he just slaps you across the face with a brand new ability that could potentially be the strongest in the game. Yes, I'm talking about Bomb Defense DX, that amazing combination of cold-blooded and bomb defense. It's too good, really. I know I'm messing with you guys. I'm talking about main power up. That's what I'm talking about on the Splat Report. All right, guys, I'm gonna get right into it. This announcement of main power up definitely caused ripples in the community. A lot of people kind of freaked out about it. A lot of people kind of comparing it to damage up, saying it's damage up 2.0. And I think that is an interesting comparison that I want to kind of go over and see, because there's a few other abilities in Splatoon 1 that were really poorly designed, and I kind of want to go over. First one I want to look at is bomb range up. If you recall, this ability basically just sort of increased the throwing distance. You could throw bombs, kind of like what the name says. But thing is, it was kind of worthless on things like mines and beacons. Didn't actually work with Splash Wall. I don't think it did anything on Seekers either. So, on those kits, it was basically useless. And in Splatoon 2, they kind of replaced that with an ability called Sub Power Up, which did something special for each ability, whether it was throwable or not. And there was another ability in Splatoon 1 called Special Duration Up, and really great on Krakens, but on Ink Strike and Killer Whale, not so much. They basically replaced that ability with Special Power Up, which was well used. Well liked and used constantly on Stingrays. It's kind of annoying, but also, used on Bubbles. You see people, Inkjets using it too, and they get, a use out of it. But, it's more than, just the duration. It's actually, the radius up. So they really kind of fixed that with Splatoon 2. And if you can see where I'm going with this, when you look at something like damage up, it was really good and way too good on things like the E-liter. But what they're doing with main power up in Splatoon 2 is basically doing something unique on every different weapon. And I think that's really, it will be a challenge for them to balance it, but it kind of gives them an out. It's rather than damage up, which just did the same thing for every single weapon, regardless of what it was. They've got a way to sort of enhance, while at the same time sort of tying up ability points for the weapons. They can enhance certain aspects. We've already seen a little bit of it. The only thing we've had that officially that they've said will increase damage is the Splat Roller, and that's really nothing that really used damage up to begin with. At least in Splatoon 1 from what I've seen, it was really used more on chargers, and we'll see what they do with it. So far, Splatter Shot decreases jump RNG, and that might be kind of a popular ability, something that can be useful on a lot of different things, like Range Blaster. I think it'd be really good on. But as I'm trying to get with here, it's not going to be the same thing for every single weapon. So there's kind of less. There's definitely going to be, I think, a few weapons that's going to break, but they can even, even if it's breaking, one aspect, they can always change it to another. It's not, they haven't really backed themselves in a corner like they did with damage up. So in the end, I think main power up is not going to be as broken as damage up was in Splatoon 1. So what is, the worst case scenarios and the best case scenarios for main power up, that I see happening? There's really two worst case scenarios. One being that, they just make it so weak that it's just useless. It kind of buffs it, but it requires so many ability points that's just not worth putting in points into it. The other worst case scenario is it just, it's so good that it becomes sort of a must on a lot of weapons. And the other thing that I'm really, really concerned about is that it's going to make the weapons that are already like pretty good right now, better, and it'll make other weapons, that don't really use it well, worse. And, it could be potential where it kind of decreases the number of viable weapons because other weapons can't use it as well as others. That's really, I think, the two worst case scenarios. The best case scenario, I think, is going to give a lot of different variety to the game as far as what abilities to use. Right now, when you see Slayers, it's a lot of quick respawn. That's the main ability that you go for, and you sort of replace. And you basically cut QR out as you need different abilities. And that's what you see on a lot of Slayers right now. And even on a lot of backliners, they seem to really revolve around getting your special, getting those stingrays out. Instead, it would be nice to kind of see people juggling, do I want more special or do I want a better main weapon? And I could see something, I think Splatling, they've already released it, it's going to allow for longer fire time. It'd be cool to see like Splatlings or Chargers. I hope, this actually might even give Jet Squelcher some more viability depending on what the main power-up does, because right now that main weapon is probably the weakest part of the kit, surprisingly. It's like Stingray Burst Bomb is great. The main weapon is kind of bad. So seeing backliners kind of move away from specials so much, or at least having that option to focus more on your main weapon, hopefully give some different play styles to the game, where it's less about running in and dying. You could still play that style where you're like super aggressive, trying to make plays, but main power up could also allow some maybe more what's the word? I'm not looking for cerebral, a little bit slower pace, a little more intentional, kind of looking for an opening and then taking advantage, maybe style of play, a little more defensive play. I don't know, maybe that won't be a good thing, who knows. But anyway, it is an exciting ability to see, and it's coming out soon, so I'm really excited to see what it's going to do for every weapon. I'm really hoping that it's going to make some weapons that aren't very viable right now actually, give them a chance to get into the meta. I'm looking forward to that. All right, guys, that's it for my report. Let's get on. Oh, one thing I just want to say, sorry about the delay between some of the Splat reports. You may even hear it in my voice right now. I got sick. I basically had the Thanksgiving weekend, then I got sick right after it. I think it was, some of my nephews or nieces giving me a cold, but kind of had like a sore throat, stuffy nose. Didn't really feel like doing a video where I talk the entire time. Kind of kills your motivation for that. But there's so much going on right now, and I'm like, oh my god, it's this main power up thing, and then this weekend you had a lot of things I want to talk about. So you're probably going to see another Splat report coming out pretty soon because there's just so much exciting stuff right now. So I look forward to that. Let's move on to the comments. All right, this one is from Adam Nadolski. I hope I got your name right. How come you're doing this in the car in a parking garage? Well, I'm not doing in this one in the parking garage, but I have done several Splat reports from a parking garage. And basically, I just do it wherever I have a chance. Sometimes I'll be going up to the library at FGCU, my former college. I like, going up there to study, read books. It's a quiet place. Basically, I don't really have like a dedicated place I can really record at that's quiet. That's why, see me out in the woods as well. Lovely backdrop, Florida palms, pines. It's beautiful. But I just basically go wherever I feel like, wherever I can find a quiet place to record. I keep it, fresh on the Splat report. Lots of different locales. And next comment is from Kit Kat. This is from episode 22. I love that you spread Splatoon news in this way. Well, thank you very much, Kit Kat. I really appreciate that. And I hope a lot of other people feel that way. It really helps make me feel good that people are enjoying these videos and that I'm helping inform people or even like help them think with my personal commentary on these abilities. Thank you guys very much. That's it for the video, and hope to see you again soon, as long as my health holds up. Bye, guys.